Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to dig into something that's, well, absolutely crucial for anyone who works with data. We're talking about the 5 most common mistakes that can totally tank your analysis, and more importantly, how you can sidestep them. So let me just ask you this straight up. Have you ever poured your heart and soul into an analysis only to have it, well, fizzle? It just doesn't hit with the impact you were hoping for? It's a super common feeling. And the reason is usually one of a few simple and totally avoidable traps. Because, let's be real, this is the dream, right? We all want to be that person who finds the golden nugget, that one insight that makes everyone in the room kind of lean forward and just go, wow. It's about making a real, tangible impact. But there's this gap, between that big ambition and the day-to-day reality. It is shockingly easy to stumble into these little pitfalls that, frankly, can make your work feel a bit amateurish. But the good news? Once you see them, you can't unsee them, and you can start fixing them immediately.
So let's just jump right into the first one. This is, I would argue, the most fundamental mistake of them all.
Oh yeah, the classic trap of just being so excited, you get ahead of yourself. You get a brand new data set, it's exciting, and you just dive in head first, hoping to magically find something cool. But that's not a strategy. That's basically just a fishing trip with no bait.
And this quote just nails it. You can spend days, even weeks, just swimming in data. But if you don't have a specific question you're trying to answer, you're just wandering. You'll find interesting little things, for sure, but you'll completely miss that powerful, focused insight that you are actually looking for.
Okay, let's roll into our second big pitfall. Now this one happens way before you even start looking for answers. Data cleaning. I know, it's not the sexiest part of being an analyst, but I honestly cannot stress this enough. Skipping this step, or even just rushing it, is a complete recipe for disaster. Just think about it like this for a second. It doesn't matter how fancy your model is, or how brilliant your analysis is, if the data you started with is junk, your conclusions are going to be junk too. It really is like building a beautiful house on a foundation made of sand. The whole thing is just compromised from the get-go. You've heard it a million times, and it's a classic for a reason. This simple idea is the absolute bedrock of all data analysis. The quality of what comes out is 100% dependent on the quality of what you put in. There are no shortcuts, period. So the trick is to just be methodical about it. First things first, hunt down those duplicates that can totally skew your results. Second, you gotta have a clear game plan for handling any missing values. And third, standardize your formats. Things like dates or categories. This isn't just a chore, you guys. This is you literally building a solid foundation for everything that comes next. All right, let's talk mistake number 3. This is all about how you actually share what you found. Okay, this is a temptation I think we all face. Our tools today can do anything. 3D pie charts, 50 different colors, all these crazy complex chart types. And it kind of feels like using all that stuff makes our work look smarter, more sophisticated. But you know what? The exact opposite is true. Just look at this comparison. It's night and day, right? On one side, you've got what I'd call visual noise. That 3D effect actually makes it harder to see the real proportions, and all those colors are just distracting. On the other side, simplicity. A clean 2D view, just a couple of core colors, and labels that are crystal clear. This lets the data tell its own story. Your goal is to reveal an insight, not to show off how many buttons you know how to click. Please, burn this into your brain. As an analyst, you're a storyteller. And the best stories are always clear, they're focused, and they're easy to follow. Don't let your own charts get in the way of the story you're trying to tell.
All right, on to number 4. This one is born straight out of the pressures of the real world.
Come on, we have all been there. The deadline is tomorrow. Everyone's breathing down your neck, and you just need to get something done. And that's when the temptation to cut corners gets really, really strong. But giving into that pressure, oh man, it can be catastrophic. A rushed analysis isn't just a little bit worse than a careful one. It can be flat out wrong. When you skip those basic sanity checks, you miss the obvious errors. When you ignore an outlier without asking, what's that? You might be missing the most important part of the entire story. And when you just jump to the very first conclusion you see, you could be making a recommendation based on a totally false premise. These aren't small oopsies. These are the kinds of errors that lead to really bad, really expensive business decisions. And that brings us to our 5th and final mistake. And honestly, you can do every single other thing right, but if you mess this one up, the whole thing just falls apart. This is the final mile of the race. It is not enough to do a brilliant analysis. You have to communicate it in a way that the people who need it can actually understand it. And that means you have to know who they are and what they actually care about. Let that one sink in. Your analysis has zero value until someone understands it and does something with it. This means you've got to tailor your language. Are you talking to engineers who love the technical details, or are you talking to executives who just want the bottom line? Frame your findings in the context of their world and their goals. Your job isn't just to be right, it's to be understood.
So, let's pull all of this together. What really separates a good analysis from a truly great one? It isn't just about being a technical wizard, it's about having a professional, thoughtful mindset.
So let's just run through these hallmarks one more time. It all starts with having the focus to ask the right questions. It's built on a foundation of integrity, making sure that data is clean. It's shared with skill, presenting everything with total clarity. It's done with patience, taking the time you need to be accurate. And finally, it connects with empathy, truly knowing your audience. This right here, this is the blueprint.
So I want to leave you with this question, just something to chew on. Don't try to boil the ocean and fix everything at once. For your very next project, just pick one of these things. Are you going to spend an extra hour defining your question? Will you double-check your data for duplicates? Maybe you'll just simplify one of your charts. Whatever it is, commit to that one small improvement, because that is how you go from good to great. Thanks for watching.